That's a lot of Rika. The Wicked Avatar is creeping around, and so much more. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. Boy, these first couple deck lists are actually hilarious because I'm actually surprised to see Rika doing actually anything, let alone in the OCG right now, which both of the first place lists I think were trolling here, which is really, really cool to see. So I do see that we are playing some of the Primite starters in here to bring out the Angel Trumpeter because it is a plant monster. So from that point on, you just have to kind of access a lot of the standardized plant package, and you're able to kind of turbo up into the plant board. Now, you don't really see a lot of people testing out this concept anymore because plants are pretty much just considered a pretty limp state here in the TCG, but that's not stopping somebody out here testing this idea and actually performing and having success with it on the OCG side of things. Now, don't worry, we also have the second place list, which is also doing the exact same thing here, where they've called up the Rika stuff and they are getting access to going down the full combo lines of what you want to see. Now, this build's playing a little bit more of the Thurion heavy package, which there's nothing wrong with that. I want to clarify that. All right, it's, as you can very clearly tell between the two builds here, you know, you take your innovation where you can get it in terms of optimization, and also, you know, Balancer and the rest of the extra deck is good. We are side decking evenly as you should be. You know, you need to have those cards that can actually put you into a position to go second. I think that's actually kind of important from what you're seeing here. Obviously, you know, no Primite starters in here, you know, actually relying on the seed to get us to where we need to be. So actually seeing two Rika decks doing very, very well is very, very nice. Next up from this same tournament, we also have access to Malice with Mathmech Circular and friends. Now, first off, kudos to seeing Mathmech Circular actually showing up. All right, like, I'm happy to see that, and Sigma are still basically good pieces to allow extensions. I do see that they are using the Engages and the Hornet drones to basically populate and to use that advantage package that we're a little bit used to seeing with the advancement of this deck. Also, shout out down here to the additional Mathmech in the side deck. I appreciate the fact that we are seeing a little bit more exploration from this, which is very, very nice. Remember, the OCG still has Splash Mage. They're going to have a lot more accessible pieces to this than we actually are, which, you know, even with Splash Mage, I mean, this deck got literally obliterated by Plant Link, which is crazy. And then we also had Yummy with the Six Samurai package. Well, yeah, first of all, interesting, you know, universal setup scales, but also this deck also would have gotten bullied by Plants, which, once again, Plants just had their way with this entire turn. I don't think people were really expecting to see, you know, hey, you know, Plants are something that is actually a real threat. No, actually was. But yeah, this deck relies on setting up the pendulum scales to kind of get some initial setup. And then, of course, who doesn't love free access to the brokenness? I mean, the OCG also has the Scarecrow still for the extra deck, which, I mean, you're going to deploy the Scarecrow and you're going to just kind of be like, oh, okay, that's actually really, really strong. Evenly's, different dimension grounds, Solemns. This is kind of a nightmare, but everything out of this event has been very interesting. Now, I have a couple more things for you. I don't know who called up the Wicked Avatar of all things, but this is actually a scary thing, because if you can actually get this thing established, you are going to have really no competition from your opponent. So this is the first new list that I have seen that actually has access to the Wicked Avatar. This is something that you can deploy, and literally your opponent cannot activate spells and traps for 2 turns, which literally means your entire Mitsurugi board is going to basically be untouched. There's going to be nothing that your opponent's going to be able to do to this if you do see the Wicked Avatar. So that's an incredibly crazy concept. Obviously, you know, you're doing standard Mitsurugi ratios. There's nothing too crazy talk about on this front, but the mofo, wicked avatar, like, I see we're making some progress out here in the crazy game developments department for this. Next up here, we have Azamina with Chimera. Well, first of all, I mean, there's a lot of inherent synergy between the Chimera stuff, because it breeds together in the lines of illusion, right? Like, you get these monsters kind of established, and you just kind of roll with it, which is kind of nice, to say the least. I see we are side decking the Soul and the Mud Dragon just in case we have to get access to these. It's also interesting to me to see we're only playing a singular copy of Super Poly in this list, which I don't really know if I like that. I feel like in a build like this, especially if you're dedicating kind of all of this time to this build, that you would want the Super Poly just to be something to basically try to rip apart the opponent's field. We're also playing 2 copies of the Curse of Diabel, which also feels a little bit off, but I can also kind of understand why. All of this just to play the bricks on the brick house, man. Feels good. We also have some Rescue Ace for you here. Now, I also see, because we are doing this, we also have the Vanities Ruler over here as a little checkpoint for the opponent. I also see, oh no, Rescue Ace, what are you doing? There is no Gallon Granite down here. They're just playing the 7 Tachyon to bridge into the Fossil Dyna, which, I mean, is an interesting concept. We are also doing the Diabel Star playline to get into the Dark Magician of Destruction, because we are able to rely on the Dark Magician Girl for that setup. We've seen this package time and time again on how it actually warps and influences, these roguish decks. I mean, I like it for sure, but at the same time, being able just to splash this stuff into a deck and go, oh, hey, I can do full combo and on a floodgate, kind of stupid. Oh, we also have another list for you doing pretty much the same thing. Now, this build's got a lot more concessions. Okay, first of all, you have the Dark Magician Girl package, so we can turbo into this. But we're not doing the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon at this point. We're just using this as another potential body to kind of step through things and go. But also, you've got the entirety of the Snake Eyes package here. Snake Eyes in the OCG, as you can very honestly see here, Poblar and Ash have some pretty big restrictions on them. Konami doesn't like players trying to abuse these cards as much, but also, I mean, Flamber's Dragon's just a floating machine, man. Like, this card is an absolute annoyance to deal with, so I can't really blame, people for seeing restrictions like these actually coming up on this deck, because they become a little bit too much. Also, full Fiendsmith combo into the Desiree. Oh boy. Ooh, we have Regenesis with the Galaxy stuff in here. Now, first of all, kudos for something a little bit more original, man. I'm happy to actually see some Galaxy Eyes action doing things. I mean, you've also got natural synergy with this deck in the form of the level 8s. The only thing you got to worry about is be careful with, like, locking your extra deck. I mean, you do have one code, so it's not going to be the absolute worst. And once again, we see this Vanities Ruler creeping around out here. I feel like the OCG has really been enjoying seeing this card this week. It is also a level 8, so the OCG is just bridging into the 7 Tachyon to get to the Vanities Ruler, just to kind of do that, big shutout against the opponent. But interesting concepts, man. We take our ideas where we can actually see them. And then we've got, some Odeon for you. Kudos to actually shoving in, both Dominuses here and actually getting this to work out, getting away with the one Anubis. And of course, I mean, full Primite package with the Trumpeter and the Driver. This is very TCG inspired, I feel like. Ever since we saw the Primite package actually getting an option to be a shutout package against the opponent, I think that this has been very, very nice to see. So, what do you guys think about these concepts? I think that's the best way to put them. So please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.